Welcome to today's Medicare 360 show. I'm your host, Jennifer Lee, and we are diving in on the Medicare New Handbook. And we are down to the home stretch. We are on page 106 out of 128. So let us begin. We ended off on your Medicare rights and protections on section 8, and then plans must follow marketing rules. Got a lot to say on this, but let's go ahead. Medicare plans and agents must follow certain rules when marketing their plans and getting your enrollment information. Plans don't need your personal information to provide a quote. Medicare plans can't sign you up for a plan over the phone unless you call them and ask to sign up, or you've given them permission to contact you. Important, call 1-800-MEDICARE to report any plans or agents that ask for your personal information over the phone or email, call to enroll you in a plan, visit you unexpectedly, use false information to mislead you. You could also call the investigations Medicare Drug Integrity Contractor 1-MEDIC at 877-SAFE-7-SAFE-RX, which is 877-772-3379. The iMedic fights fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare drug plans. So let's touch on this because it is just such a growing concern. You get a million phone calls when you're turning 65, during annual enrollment, or just doing year round. So the thing is, if you did not, okay, this is for Medicare Advantage, if you did not ask to be called on, that person should not call you. So what typically happens is that there are these call centers that hire people to call you and qualify you and send inbound lead to a licensed agent to make a sale. So just keep in mind, if you did not talk to this person or ask for them to call you or gave them permission, then really they're not in compliance. The thing is, sometimes clients tell me, Jennifer, I never talked to this person, but they enrolled me and so forth. Okay. The thing is, anytime you click on a Facebook ad or like something on the internet, then that allows them to call you because you clicked on the link, be it on accident or at just a time, it just seemed so enticing that you did that, and then your phone will ring off the hook. And you don't know who you could trust and not trust with your information. That's the biggest thing. Also, keep in mind, you will get mail as well, okay? So sometimes these letters look super official from the government. It looks like it's government letterhead, call us now, with scare tactics, okay? So in that case, obviously, if you call, they'll probably have your information, your number stored, and they could sell your information to other vendors and agents. Okay. So if you do fill out that form and send it back to the company, you will get calls, and you will also get tons of calls because that information might have been sold to another party. So keep this all in mind when you do take a call, because sometimes these call center agents, they are smooth talkers, and they could know their stuff, but some of them aren't. So let me give you an example. I had a longtime client. I actually also do financial planning for her. She seemed to, I don't know if she clicked a link or someone called her. So she decided to talk to them. This person told her that she needs to be on a better plan. She'll get more benefits, get more over the counter benefits, so forth and so forth. So she didn't bother to let me know at that time because these people could be very, very persuasive. So at least she did reach out to me and said, I'm so sorry. I went with someone else. They were telling me that, this is a better plan. I get more over the counter benefits. I get more, 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 more. Okay. Of course, it does hurt my feelings, but I should put my feelings aside, right? Because I shouldn't take things personally when I help people. So I said, okay, I understand. I understand people get persuaded all the time. And it has nothing to do with me sometimes, right? But I shouldn't get offended. So I asked her, that's no problem. I understand. What plan did they put you on? Right? Because for me, let's just make sure that they put you on a better plan because there's no reason to move out of your plan if it's not a good plan. So I looked it up. I compared the benefits. And yes, well, maybe she got $100 more per quarter for over the counter. First of all, she was going to lose money because the give back on that plan was less. Okay, so if you're a senior relying on the money the insurance company gives you back sometimes, because there's plans like that, then you're not going to get that. And then come to find out, this plan did not have a drug plan. Okay, so put a client on a plan that gives you less money back in your pocket. Yes, you benefited for the over the counter, but what's that worth if you wanted money back in your pocket? And there is no drug plan. Okay, so keep in mind, right, with all our sessions, if you do not have a drug plan, you will be penalized 1% for every single month that you did not have a drug plan and had to be on one. She had to be on one. She didn't have any other credible coverage like group insurance or even veterans insurance, right? So, okay, that's wrong. But also imagine the drugs she's taking. If she's taking prescription drugs now, right? How is she going to pay for these when she doesn't have a drug plan? So it really definitely irks me to my bone when I hear these situations. Let's go with more stories. I had a client, really great long-term client too. Sometimes they listen on the phone and talk to someone. So this person changed their plan. Maybe a month or two later, because I didn't find out, right? Because I wasn't looking at my reports. My client calls me and says, Jennifer, I made a mistake. I was actually getting surgery. I was actually in treatments for my hand, and everything's messed up because I changed my plan. So things like that, we definitely still helped him get to the right plan to make sure that he had continuous care that he was receiving. So things like that, like we definitely could help fix the issue, will always be there. But if a client decides to talk to someone and gets persuaded with all these benefits without knowing like all of all of it, right? If you're in surgery or you're doing treatments or just the plan itself, like just be cautious and wary. I'm not saying every phone agent's bad. Believe me, I've offered plans over the phone too, be it referrals or during COVID when we couldn't see anyone, right? But just be really careful on that. Um, I mean, I could go on and on. Let me just go over a third story where a client was just like, you know what, someone persuaded me to get on a plan. And I get it, right? Sometimes not even just seniors, just anyone in general. If you have a good, smooth, a talking person that sounds like they know their stuff, could be trustworthy, like I get it. Things happen, they promise you the world, right? So I get that. But this plan this client was on was a plan that she could never get again. It's one of those grandfathered plans that like, hey, this is a plan, but this insurance company decided to stop this plan and not let anyone in, right? And if you ever get out, you can never go in. So usually when that's the case, it's because it's probably a really good plan, right? And they might be losing money or whatever it may be. So, I had to tell her she wanted to get back on that plan. And guess what? Um, I had to tell her that she couldn't get back on that plan. And she actually really liked that plan, right? I'm going to put a person or advise them on a plan that is great for them or good for them. So, that is my soapbox. There are just a lot of crooked agents. I'm not saying that there aren't good ones, but more than likely, that's what I see that happens. Um, Keep in mind, most of these people are like call centers, so they work for a particular company. So sometimes they're not going to be there forever. They leave. There's a lot of high attrition. They're not an independent agent that owns their book of business or a business owner that it's our livelihood, right? We're not getting a salary to keep people in our books. We need to make sure that people are happy and stay with us. Another thing is, I've had clients that say, you know what, I tried to call that agent, but I can't get a hold of them, right? Because they either left the company or that company doesn't even allow them to service the client that they enroll the plan in, right? So obviously, as customer service number, they want you to just call the insurance company, right? But why not have that added level of support to help you, right? It's not going to cost you anything to work with a trusted licensed agent. Okay, so I do see that a lot. Um, it's it's just horrible. Like, I don't know what we could do in an industry. I mean, we are doing things, we are fighting back, but the issue that we have been running into as well is that, some people at Medicare or most don't understand how agents work and independent agents, small business owners really do right with clients, and then these massive call centers with a lot of money to invest and pump out and just enrollments and not really care for clients. Um, and obviously the insurance likes them too. They enroll in plans, but the attrition might be wrong. And so, many of us are fighting lobbyists in regards to just making sure like the government understands and knows that there are differences between agents, local independent agents, trusted licensed insurance agents versus sometimes the call centers, and who knows if they're even licensed or even in the United States. Things like that the independent agent is always up against because All they hear are seniors complaining about all the calls, all the issues of switching plans and just bait and switch and so forth. But they're not segmenting it to know that who are making these bad, fraudulent, or just unethical claims to seniors, right? Like they got to dig and drill down there. But hopefully that will change in the future. Okay, that was a lot for me to just tell you guys about. But definitely it is a fight worth fighting for. Okay, so on to investigating suspected fraud takes time. Every tip counts. Medicare takes all reports of suspected fraud seriously. When you report fraud, you may not hear of an outcome right away. It takes time to investigate your report and build a case, but rest assured that your information is helping us protect Medicare. So definitely do that. I would also say, so yes, you could definitely file a complaint on an agent that did you wrong, right? But keep in mind, like, I'm being frank, I've gotten complaints where actually the clients loved me and are still my clients, but they're complaining about the insurance company in general. And for some reason, it has fallen into me. It's unsubstantiated, which is great, right? Because if it's substantiated, an agent could take corrective action, could lose their license. But just make sure if it's not based on the agent and just the insurance company as a whole, you're filing a grievance with them and not your agent, unless they really told you some outrageous stuff. But sometimes I would say, get those summary of benefits, go over it yourself, because sometimes you might not hear things that your agent said. So I would always clear it up with them too, just to make sure you guys are on the same page. Okay. So how the Medicare Beneficiary Ombudsman can help you. The Medicare Beneficiary Ombudsman helps you with Medicare-related complaints, grievances, and information requests. They make sure you have Medicare rights and protection information and understand how to get your concerns resolved. If you have a concern that hasn't been resolved by Medicare or your plan, ask 1-800-MEDICARE. 1-800-633-4227 to submit your inquiry to the Medicare Beneficiary Ombudsman. TTY users can call 877-486-2048. Visit medicare.gov to learn more. Okay, so we will go on finding helpful contacts and more information. Okay, this is section 9, page 107. Get personalized help. Call us at 1-800-MEDICARE, which is 800-633-4227. Live chat with medicare.gov/talk-to-someone. Write us at P.O. Box 1270, Lawrence, Kansas 66044. Get information 24 hours a day, including weekends. Speak clearly and follow the voice prompts to pick up the category that best meets your needs. Have your Medicare card in front of you and be ready to give your Medicare number. When asked for your Medicare number, say the numbers and letters clearly, one at a time. For help in a language other than English or Spanish, or to get a Medicare publication in an accessible format like large print or braille, ask a customer service representative. Important, if you need someone like a caregiver to access your personal information when they call 1-800-MEDICARE, you could complete an authorization to disclose personal health information form that lets Medicare give your personal health information to someone other than you. To get this form in English and Spanish, visit medicare.gov/basics/forms-publications-mailings/form/other or call 1-800-Medicare. You could also submit this form at medicare.gov in your secure Medicare account. Medicare must process the form before the authorization becomes effective. If your household gets more than one copy of Medicare New, to get only one copy of this handbook in the future, call 1-800-Medicare. If you want to stop getting paper copies in the mail, you could request this by logging into or creating your Medicare account at medicare.gov. If you need a new copy of your Medicare card, if you need to replace your card because it's damaged or lost, visit medicare.gov to log into or create your secure Medicare account to print or order an official copy of your Medicare card. You can call also 1-800-Medicare and ask for a replacement card to be sent in the mail. If you get retirement board benefits, you could call 877-772-5772 to get a replacement card. If you need to replace your card because you think that someone else is using your Medicare number, call 1-800-Medicare. So keep in mind your Medicare card should have your Medicare number on it. I've seen it still for those that are a little bit older. They might have the card that has their social security on it. So actually that was supposed to be replaced. You could actually shred that because you don't want your social security number to just be laying around, and your Medicare number is a little bit easier. So definitely you could call, or it could help you call to get your Medicare card ordered for you if it is lost, stolen, damaged, or you have just really the old one. Okay. State Health Insurance Assistance Program, SHIPS. SHIPS are state programs that get money from the federal government to give local health insurance counseling to people with Medicare. You get this counseling at no cost to you. SHIPS aren't connected to any insurance company or health plan. They provide free personalized counseling to you and your family to help with Medicare topics like you. Like you. When we're talking like these, your Medicare rights, billing problems, complaints about your medical care treatment, plan comparison enrollment, how Medicare works with other insurance, finding help paying for healthcare costs. Call a SHIP in your state to get free, personalized, and unbiased help with your Medicare questions. And learn how to become a voluntary SHIP counselor. Go to pages 114 to 117 of the phone number of your local SHIP, or visit shiphelp.org. I've been hearing that SHIP is going away, so I'm not quite sure. I should probably do a little bit more research on that, but yeah, I'll tell you guys next time what's going on with that. Because they are not licensed agents, they're not certified. So how do they really know about all the plans? And how could they really help you? But I get the unbiased there as well. But as an insurance broker, you shouldn't be unbiased as well. So it really depends on the insurance broker you do work with. So that concludes today's episode. We're almost down to the last wire when it comes to the Medicare New Handbook. So I look forward to next week. You have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Once again, my name is Jennifer, your Medicare 360 show host. Have a great day.